Hello, my name is Paul, welcome to my living room. So I've just bought the Surface Book 2, I got it a week ago, and so I've had a whole week to play about with it. Previously, I've had the Surface Pro 3, I've had this for about 3 years now, and I use this pretty much daily. So I want to talk about the Surface Book 2. I'll tell you a bit about the hardware and things here, but also I can tell you about how it differs for me in terms of functionality and use and how I use it from the Surface Pro 3, because the form factor is different. Okay? So first of all, the Surface Book 2 is more readily like a laptop format. I say that because the screen doesn't easily reverse like the Surface Pro 3. I would quite often just fold the keyboard back and then you've got a screen by itself where we can use a pen and navigate with a pen. You can't really do that as easily with the Surface Book 2. You can detach the screen, press the button here, you have to wait a few seconds. As you do that, the screen just went, came back. It tells me at the bottom that you can detach the screen. There you go, you can detach the screen. You can then turn it around like this. Okay, put it into place. And you can then turn it around like this. So you can do it. It's very good for watching videos or we're at a hotel. Actually, what I do when I actually work away from home quite often, often 3 to 4 days a week. So when I go to a hotel, I set myself up with a full-size wireless keyboard and mouse. I prefer that to the standard keyboard. And I have, well, with my Surface Pro 3, I just put it in the end of the table like this in the hotel. I put my full-size keyboard in front and my mouse, and I was set to go. This just takes 30 seconds longer, so 30 seconds isn't a long time. But also with this, when I had this on the sofa, I would just fold the keyboard away and use the web browsing and watch videos while I was on the sofa. Again, with a pen, very easy to navigate. With a Surface Book, that is a bit more of a pain. 30 seconds, not much, but we just want to sit down on the sofa. 30 seconds isn't really much, but it's a bit of pain. You know what I mean. But it's nice if you do this. You can also fold it flat if you want to use it as a pure tablet mode. And also, when you do take the screen off, it tells you at the bottom right side of the screen, it's a standard Windows function. Do you want to change to tablet mode? If you say yes, it changes the Windows 10 format for you, makes it more sort of touch friendly, which is good. You can have it always do that if you want, or you can have it tell you to do it manual choice each time. With this, I just told it to do manual choice each time. I'll probably continue with this one, do manual as well, but it's the choice is yours. What I'll do now is I will, both screens are timed out, so I can use that. I'll press the button again. Again, it went and kind of flopped back a bit. I can now take this off. It's quite easy to do, and put it back in again. It's actually a bit fiddly, but it's not too bad. So that's in. Once it's in, you'll see it does that. I haven't touched the keyboard in a while, so it went back to my lock screen. While we're here, you see this is my lock screen. I hope you like the background. It's Iron Man. It's got Windows Hello built into the Surface Book 2. The Surface Book 3 does not have Windows Hello. I believe Surface Book 4, Surface Pro 4 onwards does. So Surface Book 2 does have it. It's very fast. I can demonstrate. 1 second. So right now you can see my lock screen. If I look at it now, okay, it's recognised me. I just need to dismiss that because I just locked the screen. So usually you just start up the laptop and it recognises you and it logs you on pretty quickly, within a second. Well, 2 seconds. So it's good. With the Surface Book 2, you actually have to buy the pen separately. It's 90 or £100. It's a bit of a shame because the first book, this one cost me about £3,000. The Surface Book 2. So it's a bit of a shame they don't actually include the pen. Having said that, with the Surface Pro 3, I used pen all the time, all the time I used it. With this, I've actually hardly ever used it. I don't know if it's because I use it more in this configuration and the pen is just like that much further away, well, the screen's further away, because the actual keyboard here is quite long. If I compare the keyboard layout to this, you've got, say, 10 centimeters extra gap, extra reach for the keyboard. But it might just be because the trackpad here is much better. It's a very nice, large trackpad, very easy to use. Supports all gestures, multi-finger gestures. That's good. The keyboard on this is excellent. On the Surface Pro 3, I had the Type keyboard. You might see the F3 key is missing because my son stepped on the keyboard once and the key came off. And it's like £25 to get a new key from a place in America. Not cheap for a little 2p piece of plastic. Anyway, so yeah, the trackpad on this is brilliant. The keyboard's brilliant. The screen is fantastic. The webcam, I've used Skype a lot. The webcam's very good. The front webcam is also very good. Also the rear webcam. So it's all very good. The actual laptop itself, whereas the Surface Pro 3 was quite light and portable, the Surface Book 2 is fairly heavy. See, you'll notice that in your bag, whereas with the Surface Pro 3, it's a lot lighter, a lot more portable. But yeah, it's a trade-off. With the screen real estate, it's a much larger screen. If I put one in front of the other, that's scratching. You'll see the screen is much larger. I think the Surface Pro 3 had a 12.5-inch screen. Not entirely sure on that. This is the 15-inch version of the Surface Book 2. There is also a 13-inch version available, which I would actually suggest for most people that might be sufficient. The reason why I wanted to, well, one reason I wanted to do the Surface 15-inch version was because of the 1060 GPU that's built in. I'm a gamer, I love playing PC games, and I've been able to play a few games on this really well. High frame rates, no lag at all from hotels. I was in a training course in Cambridge last week, and from the room there I was able to play Rocket League, also Age of Empires, no problem at all, at full res. So really good. Also I've been able to pair up my Xbox control pad really easily. That's the one without the Bluetooth built in, so it's like version 1 of the Xbox control pad. Very good. Another thing to talk about is the power brick. So this is the power brick which comes with the Surface Book 2. Pairing it to the Surface Pro 3 power brick. Bring it over here. You'll see that it is quite a bit larger. If you can see that. not, well, I should say quite a bit, but it's about 3 centimeters longer and about a centimeter wider as well. The cable feels a bit slightly nicer, I guess. The old one's never an issue, really, but with the old one, actually, so it's Pro 3, I've actually gone through 2 of these cables. I do try to be careful when I wrap it up. I do this, so I'll try not to flex this end too much. However, on 2 of these, they have degraded. Not much of an issue. It's a figure 8 type cable. If you can see that. You just replace this part of it. Get this fairly cheaply. I've never had an issue with the Surface Pro 3, this side of the cable, which is the proprietary Microsoft cable with that connector. You see that? So this one again has the same sort of format. It's got a bit of a larger cable here, figure 8. It's actually a larger diameter there, and it's got the same, well, it's slightly different, but same kind of format cable there. And this goes into the block, or sort of the base of the Surface Book 2, just here. It's magnetic, so it snaps in place really easily. It's very good. It can go this way. It can also go this way. This way is better because then you don't cover up the USB-C port there. Also, if I detach this again, this cable can also power the tablet by itself, and you see it's on. It's not plugged in, but once it's plugged in, you see the light here to show it's on, and that can go this way or that way. I found the battery to be pretty good. I haven't actually timed it yet. Nowhere near the 17 hours that's quoted. It has drained a bit. Also drains a lot when you play games. I think I'm right in saying that the 1060 video card only comes into effect when the base is powered on as well. So not just attached, but it's powered on. But yep, the pen is a bit different as well. So the Surface Pro 3 had 2 buttons there, and an on-off, sorry, not on-off, button at the top, and like a t-shirt holder there, or shirt clip. This one doesn't have a clip, and it's only got 1 button there, and 1 button here. I've got the optional tips as well, which I haven't tried yet, but this one seems good enough for now. It's magnetic, which is nice. It's actually a very strong magnet, so I haven't had any issues with it coming off yet. It fits both sides, which is good if you're left or right-handed. I'm right-handed. Surface Pro 3 was a loop, which is annoying. Over time that kind of loosened, and that falls out now if I'm not careful. So, oh, also, one thing to talk about on the power brick is, just like on the Surface Pro 3 power brick, it's got a USB port here, which means it's for data power only. So you plug your cable in the right way, and it's intended so you can power something like your mobile phone. So you can charge your mobile phone from your brick, which means you're only using 1 power port. So I'm not too sure how to demonstrate this really well, but I've been asked about the screen removal. So does the screen wobble, and can you see it when you use it? My answer to both is no, at least not noticeably. If I were to push on the screen here, it does move and it wobbles a bit. But if I type well, kind of. Can't type while I'm being filmed. The screen is not wobbling at all. Okay, so this is very, very good. Also, I'm on a hard table here. When if I'm lying down on the sofa and I've got it on my legs, I still see no wobble at all. So that's good. If I go into a paint program, I use a pen. The screen does wobble. But it's okay. I can still write okay. It's my standard of handwriting is quite poor anyway, so it's not too bad. As you push against the screen, there's no wobble. It's when you take your finger, your pen off the screen, then it wobbles. So I'd say it's not an issue at all. If I'm looking at websites, for example, use my finger. Yes, each time I do push against the screen does move. But is it an issue? No, not at all. So it's okay. Just show you how fast this is. It's pretty good. So I've been asked about the audio speakers. They are pretty good. The sound is definitely enough to fill a room. It's very good for personal use. If you want to watch a video or a presentation or YouTube or listen to music, the audio is very good. It does lack some bass. There's not a lot of bass there, but the top end and mid-range is all pretty good. I've been watching Top Gear and a few YouTube clips and playing games as well. I haven't really found it lacking at all, other than the bass. So most laptops are pretty useless for bass anyway. So overall it's pretty good. Yeah, overall I'm very happy. I've used it around the house, and I've used it at a hotel room, and it's been very good. Very happy with it. So yeah.